Are you wondering what exactly is an FSBO, also called a FSBO?
Stay tuned, and you'll not only find out what does FSBO mean, but you'll also get FSBO pros and cons for both buyers and sellers.
Hello everyone, we're Glenn and Jodi Meter with Rocket City Homes at Southern Shade Realty located in North Alabama.
So FSBO, otherwise known as for sale by owner, that's what we're talking about today.
In the world of real estate, FSBO means that the homeowners haven't retained a real estate agent to help them sell their home.
There are many times when an owner feels like they need to try to sell their house without hiring a real estate agent, and it's certainly possible.
But FSBO homes aren't sold in the same way as an agent sold home.
And the process will differ for home buyers as well.
Typically, home sellers decide to go it alone for one primary reason. They want to save money.
Home sellers typically pay the full real estate agent commission, which is generally around 6% of the home sales price.
So on on the sale of a $500,000 home, the commission would be around $30,000.
This fee doesn't go entirely to the home seller's listing agent, though. It's typically evenly split between the listing agent and the buyer's agent.
Then each agent is responsible for splitting that commission with their broker.
Home sellers might also attempt FSBO because they're in a hot market and they think that the house will sell itself with little or no work on their part.
Although the process is rarely as simple as people think it will be.
Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I love a great deal.
If there's a way to save money on something, she's all over it.
But even before we got our real estate license, we hired an agent when it came time to buy or sell our homes.
There's just so much to do and way too much risk if you don't know exactly what you're doing.
But for now, let's talk about the benefits of selling a home yourself.
We know it sounds crazy coming from realtors, but this will let you decide for yourself if you think a FSBO is right for you.
So here are 3 reasons that sellers go the FSBO route.
Number 1 is commission, the money paid to someone to help them sell.
Like we mentioned before, some sellers just do not want to pay commissions to a real estate professional.
Understandably, they want to keep the money in their pockets.
Number 2 is control of the sale. Who doesn't like to be in control?
Some sellers feel that they will have better control of the deal if they are the one in charge of all of it.
Number 3 is timeline. Many FSBO sellers are in no rush to move.
And because of this, they can sit and wait for people to come to them looking to buy.
Now, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't also share 3 reasons why hiring a realtor would benefit you greatly.
Number 1 is sell for more money.
According to the National Association of Realtors, a typical FSBO home sells for around $200,000, while a typical agent-assisted home sells for around $265,000.
This data contradicts the idea that trying to sell a house without an agent will save you money on commissions.
Number 2 is teamwork advantage saves time.
Selling with an agent allows you to have a team of professionals representing your interests throughout the entire process.
When clients hire us, not only are you getting 2 for the price of 1, but we have a team of other professionals behind us as well.
From making sure that the paperwork is correct, hiring professional photographers, creating advertising, placing a sign in the yard, fielding calls day and night, scheduling showings, and all those little things in between, we're on top of all of it.
Just imagine how much time you would save. And you know what they say, time is money.
Number 3 is to help making an informed decision.
Another benefit is that since we are not emotionally attached to the home, we can help you make the decisions needed to get the home sold.
We don't remember all the holiday and birthday parties held there, and we don't know what caused the ding in the wall or why that one shutter is broken.
And this is a good thing. We can help you make an informed decision about selling the home whose memories you get to take with you in order to make way for more memories in a new home or your new adventure.
Now we know people that have sold their home without a realtor, and while some have been successful, many others have been downright unhappy with their results and in the end hired a professional real estate agent.
Whether you hire someone or go it alone, either way, this moving thing is hard.
Just keep in mind that our job as realtors is to make it as painless and straightforward as possible.
We suggest you interview some agents, and you might be surprised to realize that you connect, see their value, and trust that their expertise and professionalism make it worth hiring them.
But if you're still on trying the do-it-yourself approach, here are the basic steps to selling a house by owner.
First step, come up with your asking price.
This is by far the most challenging thing for a for sale by owner.
You need to figure out what your house is worth based on the current market value.
If you say the guy down the street sold his house for $320,000 last year, that's not enough. A lot's changed in this market, particularly in Huntsville.
You need to make sure that you come up with a realistic asking price.
Second step, your house has to look great online.
You can not take pictures with your cell phone and expect it to look fabulous on Zillow and Trulia and Realtor and all those other portals.
No, you're going to have to shell out some money for a professional photographer if you really want the photos to look great online.
Third step, you're probably going to want to take a video as well.
Buyers love video. They want to see a virtual tour, walkthrough of your inside of your house.
This way they can see the flow and layout of the house, such as where the kitchen is in relation to the living room.
Buyers want to see the whole floor plan, so you're going to want to consider having a video posted.
We get a ton of buyers in Huntsville that relocate here from out of state.
And they're doing all their initial research online because they're just physically not here.
So give them as much as you possibly can to help them feel like they can really understand what the house looks like.
Fourth step, you got to figure out how to advertise your property.
This can be tricky, but it's not impossible.
Since sellers can't list their home on the MLS, the multiple listing service, you'll have to get creative and make sure your home is seen by as many people as possible.
There are websites where sellers can pay to list their properties, but these sites don't get as many looks as the MLS does.
Yeah, you can also list for sale by owner on Zillow, and you can also put advertising in the local newspaper.
You can also post on Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the other social media platforms.
Just know that you likely aren't going to be able to just put a sale sign for sale by owner in the front yard and expect to be flooded with offers.
You'll need to advertise it if you really want people to come see the house.
Now, here are a few downsides of selling for sale by owner.
First off, the type of buyer that typically comes see your house fall into one of these categories.
One type is the investor, looking to buy your house for pennies on the dollar, wanting a great deal.
These buyers are either going to buy it, fix it, and flip it, or they're going to keep it as a rental property.
Either way, they need to get it as cheaply as possible in order for them to make it profitable.
Or the other type of buyer you might get are those who are not very creditworthy, looking for someone to help them financing or lease to own.
If they can't get a loan on their own, then they may ask you to finance it for them and let them pay you kind of monthly payments.
Or they may ask for a lease with an option to purchase after a year or two when they can fix their credit and then apply for a loan.
But this doesn't help you if you need to sell your house in order to buy your next home, because you're going to need the down payment from the sale of your current home.
Another downside is to consider is that you're going to be able to be at all the showings.
If they want to come see the house at 11 a.m. and you're at work, you'll have to figure out if you leave work and come show the house, or do you try to do it later in the evening and possibly lose out on the showing because they just weren't available at that time.
It makes it a little bit difficult to coordinate, but you really do need to be present for all the showings.
So those are a few for sale by owner tips to think about.
Next, let's talk about how to buy for sale by owner, and we'll share a few tips for that.
To start with, you can and should use a real estate agent to buy a for sale by owner home.
It's always in your best interest to have your own real estate representation, someone who's on your side and guiding you through the home buying process.
An agent will confirm, for instance, whether the home's price is reasonable, help you put together a convincing offer, and negotiate the inspection and other issues that might arise on the way to the closing table.
But this is where the money thing comes up.
If you're a buyer with your own real estate agent, then they will still expect to be paid for their time and their efforts on your behalf.
However, since the home sellers are not using their own agent in order to save on the commission, they may not be willing to pay your agent either.
So that's definitely something you're going to want to talk to your agent about and negotiate up front.
Otherwise, if you as a buyer are working with a real estate agent, the risks are minimal.
But if you're a buyer not working with an agent yourself, beware.
Often, FSBO sellers price their homes a little high for the market because they aren't as well versed on local comps as a real estate agent would be.
You'll also want to make sure to have a very thorough home inspection, since you don't have an agent on your side looking for the common red flags.
Finally, if neither side is using a real estate agent, it might be in your best interest to pay someone to help with the contract details.
You'll want to look for a real estate attorney or a transactional agent, a neutral party that can help you make sure all the paperwork is correct.
Okay, that wraps up how does for sale by owner work for the buyer.
We hope that all these FSBO pros and cons were helpful if you're considering buying a house for sale by owner or selling for sale by owner.
If so, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel.
We release new videos every other Tuesday about all things real estate and the Rocket City.
And if you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified each time that we do.
Comment below if you have any questions about this topic.
We also have a more detailed for sale by owner guide and a for sale by owner checklist available, so check the links below for those.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.